Hi, take a look at the fine ladies on the following video and consider making a contribution to a worthwhile cause. Thank you.
My plan used to start with, how am I going to pay for raising these kids? I need more money. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to have a house, I'm going to give them a decent life, I'm going to need this much money. How am I going to get it? And sitting back and going on the benefit wasn't an option. I would never have got there. So I knew, first part of my plan, stay and work. Second part of my plan, find better jobs, climb, get more each job that comes up that has a better salary. Ask whether it's got a better salary. Look at the paper. Ring up about other jobs.
The reality is if you're going for the job, make the effort. Prepare for it. Make sure you actually make a really good impression from your cover letter. Make sure you do the spelling check. Get somebody else to check it. Make sure that it reads properly. A lot of employers are still, like me, of my generation. That's important to us. Spelling, grammar, it's important to us. So for me, I would say prepare. For the interview itself, if you get an interview, role play it. So get somebody, get a parent, get a teacher, get someone that you trust to actually ask you some questions. Get used to answering, because all of us do it. We leave the room and say, oh, I just wish I'd said this, or I just wish I'd said that. So if you practice, you're much more likely to be able to get across, who you really are in the first instance. And that's particularly important, I think, for girls who might be shy and lacking in confidence. That's not a bad thing, but you need to actually put your best foot forward. It's fine to be sort of introverted, but in an interview situation, you have to show them that you're passionate about the role. You're going to bring your A game to the workplace every single day.
There were the odd occasions when I used to think, I've just got to get that last email out, and then I'd look around at my little daughter and she would be fast asleep in her walker, and I think, oh gosh, I'm such a bad mother. And sometimes I think it's our own expectation that we put ourselves, that we've got to be the superwoman and that we won't ask for help or support, and that we just keep trucking on. Ask, you'd be surprised who will help out and who's only too happy to help out.
I used to work in inner city Liverpool, and I don't think I saw quite the scope of pathos that I see here. And we live in this beautiful place, right? It's amazing. And yet, I see kids who the fire's gone out in their eyes already. We drank when we were at uni as well. I drank a lot, but it didn't seem to be this hedonistic, this feeling of lack of hope, of lack of direction, of emptiness, of despair that I see in so many, particularly teenagers that I see. The things that bring them into hospital are bloody awful. The situations they get themselves into, the concurrent use of other drugs. It's almost like people have become sort of like barbarians. But I think they've always been like that. So maybe we're just picking them off the streets more effectively.
And I don't believe there is a glass ceiling in the Defence Force for women. Certainly not in the Navy. Our highest ranked woman is a captain. There is a woman commanding the naval base at Devonport, HMNZS Phillimore. We've just had a woman change command from being the commanding officer of our tanker, the HMNZS Endeavour. So, women can do anything in the services, and it won't be long before we see a female leading the Navy, a Chief of Navy. I think there's opportunities for young women to go to sea at a much earlier stage than perhaps they go offshore with the other two forces. I don't know that for sure, but I suspect that may be one thing. I think the uniform's nicer.
Aptitude and attitude. Do you know what? Skills, I can teach skill. I can't change how you see the world. So if somebody has the potential and the ability to learn and knows that they don't know it all, so for all those teenagers out there that think they know it all, I'm looking for those that realise that they don't, and a willingness to learn and take on board what those around them have learned through their lives. So attitude and aptitude are absolutely the most critical.
So they talk about digital natives and millennials now. I think someone of my era who grew up before even mainframes and has had to adapt to technology the way that we have in the rapid pace, even if it's over a 30-year period, from pretty much going from an abacus to a slide rule to a calculator to then being on a mainframe to a PC to all the mobile devices we have today, shows to me the capacity the brain has to learn as long as you have that proactive and positive interest to want to learn. And that is really, I guess, why I have a meerkat on my business PC screen, because I'm a meerkat. I like to pop up, have a look around and see what's happening, and then pop back down and do a bit more work and keep going, you know. So yeah, I think you've got to be interested in life, and those interests will lead you along different pathways.